Hey Libra, it's Empress Rose here. Welcome to your reading. These are general readings, so we take what works, we leave what doesn't, as with everything. If I don't catch your wavelength here, check your other major placements. And we're starting off with an intuitive vibe from our Oracle decks, Moonology and Work Your Light, and then we'll move on to a more traditional tarot spread. If you haven't already, please do click that subscribe button. It helps other people find the channel and gives me a little thrill, so... All right, what do we have here? Nothing so far, Libra. Okay. Oh, shit. Okay. Anything else? Should I just take it? Okay. All right, I'm going to cut the deck. We'll take the top two. All right, there we go. All right, Libra, what do we have? Well, oh shit is don't let pride get in your way. Full moon in Leo. So full moon in Leo. So bringing something, manifesting something coming in, and not letting pride get in the way, not being too, I've got my sage going here. I don't know if the smoke is interfering, but that's what the smoke is. The house is not on fire. So don't let pride get in the way. Allowing yourself to be a beginner, to learn, allowing yourself to not know everything, not needing to know everything. Being humble. I mean, not being humble like, oh, I'm just nobody, but like, okay, there's a lot to learn. There's a lot to learn, and that's okay. And the more we embrace that, the more we get to learn, right? The more opening there is to learn things. Also, yeah, don't let pride get in your way. Oh, wow. Okay, share your voice coming out of the cave. Persecution, expression. So you've hidden away maybe some talents, maybe some ideas, maybe some communication or ideas. And it's time to come forward with that. It's time to share your voice, your vision, your creativity with the world. Oh, don't be too shy about it. Don't let pride get in the way, but pride can also be about withholding, about being shy, about not wanting people to see our vulnerabilities, not wanting for people to see what we think is creative or what we think is interesting or what our ideas are. We can be too prideful that we don't end up sharing ourselves genuinely with other people, but rather we want people to admire us. So we don't try new things or take risks in communication or vulnerability or creativity. We don't take, or any other way, we don't take risks because of pride sometimes. So allow yourself to take that risk, to come forward, to engage with the world, a part of yourself or a part of your mind or heart that you don't usually do. So, out of fear of being new or learning something. I can usually tell when someone hasn't learned anything new for a while. Around my age, you start to meet people that haven't tried a new skill on for a really long time, and there's a sense that they're unwilling to, they don't understand what it's like to try something new. So also trying something new and putting yourself out there can create empathy for younger people learning things, learning new skills. And they just seem to have forgotten part of the process or forgotten what that's like to learn something new. A little stagnant energy gets a little stagnant around middle age. Unbound, releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. So letting go of something. I feel like this is letting go of whatever like past thing that's really held you back and really sharing your voice. So letting go of something. These could be fears. This could be other people's expectations, soul patterns, ways of relating that were holding you back, and really coming forward and being able to share more freely. So both of these have a sense of freedom. This has a sense of coming out of some sort of cave, coming out into bringing a part of yourself out into the world to share. And this has a sense of releasing yourself from something that's been holding you back. So it's almost like you've been held back either by yourself and your own fears and your own issues in this cave, or some sort of relationship or something else has held you back here. And it's now time to release and move forward and don't be too proud to be a beginner again. Don't be too proud to, that vulnerability. Brene Brown talks about that a lot. So if you want to, talk more vulnerability, I would look up some of her stuff. But sharing your voice and breaking some sort of pattern or some sort of maybe even belief about yourself or belief about something, about how something always goes, watching those stories that we bind ourselves with. This always has like an 8 of Swords feel to me, of like some sort of story or way of thinking about things, something that's kept you bound. All right, for Libra, what do we have here? Okay. Past, present, inner landscape. What's at issue? Your environment, your to-do list, and your possible outcome. All right. Well, your 2 major arcana and the overall flow here, the overall topics is patience and mystery. I think this dovetails nicely with last week's reading. So in your recent past, we have Temperance. Temperance is a card of patience. Oh, it's a beautiful card. I haven't played much with this one from the deck. Temperance I feel like this Temperance is usually to me a card of adjustment, a card of finding some inner peace, adjusting, allowing 2 sort of opposite things to come in together. There's a lot of pairing here. We have mating, dragonflies, and we have these 2 doves together. So, yeah. Fascinating. So yeah, it's allowing some passions, it could be hot tempers, it could be hot passions, to get a little more grounded, to get, so it's usually bringing these 2 things together, and 2 needs, balancing those 2 needs. We have all these, personal freedom and community loyalty, and bringing those together, or passions, allowing things to settle a little bit and gentle. I see this red turning to pink. So, we have this red and this white, and allowing it to sort of come in and be a little bit of a gentler pink. So Temperance to me is about patience and gentling, and sort of the longevity of gentler things, like tempered steel. The strength of passions can be so flighty. So something more solid, something ready for the long haul, something more durable is created when we temper things and allow the passions to sort of go from something flighty and energetic and flying, and allowing it to settle more and be a little more solid and a little more stable. So sort of some sort of settling into stability here. In your current situation, I see the High Priestess. So this is a mystery. There's a mystery here going on. There's something going on behind the scenes. This is a spiritual card. There's something intuitive going on behind the scenes for you right now. You may not be able to see it. You may be able to see part of it and not quite understand the whole thing. The High Priestess talks to me about a journey that you're on where the destination needs to remain a little unknown. It's about something where the tarot doesn't want to talk about it. It doesn't want to tell you about it, and it has its reasons. Sometimes I guess that those reasons are because the way you get there is how you get there. Like if you say, okay, this is the destination, and then you just fly to the destination. But this is like, if it told you the destination, you wouldn't take the road trip that sort of meanders around, where you acquire your skills and your skill set. I'm thinking of the Kabbalah tree of life, and how when we pair it with the tarot, we sort of do this meandering, wandering around thing. And and hit these different points where we're learning something here and we're learning something there, and we've acquired a skill here, and we could go straight from the crown, from the pure intention into the manifestation. We could go in a straight line there, but then we don't end up with this lesson and we don't end up with that lesson. So the high priestess, there's some sort of journey being navigated here, but it's being navigated by intuition, by, and things are going on behind the scenes. There's there might be some divine timing going on here and divine guidance going on here that you don't necessarily see. So what you're struggling with right now, I think, is possibly some mystery, possibly some uncertainty, some unsettled energy, or knowing something's up but not knowing what is up. Oh, my least favorite energy to be on. And then your inner landscape is the Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles talks about flow. And so you might be thinking about flow, about, so Six of Pentacles, especially with this card right here, I really see like there's something being balanced out, a calculation of balance happening. So you're hoping maybe for something to be more balanced. I mean, I see Temperance is very much of an inner balance and an inner peace, or some kind of situation settling from being this high energy and not necessarily totally grounded, not necessarily high energy, but somewhere in between where you still have the energy, but we still have the solid groundedness. And so there's some balancing going on here. There's something going on behind the scenes that you're getting a little bit of a possibly frustrating intuitive hit about, that there's something going on behind the curtain of life, but you don't quite know what it is. And you're not supposed to know. But what you're hoping for is some sort of balance. You've already been balancing and settling. There's some energy's been settling in here. But the Six of Pentacles talks about flow. Is about gushing flow, trickling flow, bean counting? How are things flowing? How are things balancing out? How's the energy or the resources in your life? How are they flowing? And you could be hoping for some sort of balancing out, some sort of rushing in, or some sort of maybe slower going. But it's just the Six of Pentacles, in my mind, raises questions about flow. Is it bean counting, laborious, difficult bean counting, or are we allowing flow to you fill one person's teacup and then the other person's teacup? Or are we insisting that it has to be drop for you, drop for me, drop for you, drop for me? Or, how do we allow things to flow? Are we allowing resources to flow through our lives and flow into our lives and out? How are we allocating our time, our money? How are we receiving it? It's all about flow to me. And so what's the issue here is this Four of Pentacles. This is a fascinating card. So Four of Pentacles in the reverse. I want to see what she means by this, what Catrin Welz-Stein means by this. Hold on. Okay, well, that was interesting to see how this artist interpreted the same things as I know, but I wasn't seeing the same things, but it's in reverse anyway. So let's talk about it in the upright though. So Four of Pentacles would normally be about being very focused, and here Welz-Stein shows focus as being holding, clinging, and then being very focused, that to the exclusion of others, to the exclusion of other things, other activities, maybe even human connection, being very focused on one thing to the exclusion of others, and that is going to be represented by these locks. She's locked herself sort of away from other people and other situations. So it's interesting how the same concept is there. I just wasn't understanding the imagery, how it related, and then I was wondering if maybe she had a different concept in mind, because all the cards have a lot of possibilities with them, and we take them with the card next to them, or how the reading's gone so far. So I was just wondering if she had taken a totally different tack on this that I was not aware of. But so yeah, it's being very focused into a sense of being isolated or retreating from others in order to focus on something. But we're getting it in the reverse. So the reverse can go one of two ways. It can be a sense of generosity coming through here. A lot of generosity, a lot of sharing of resources, sharing of time, sharing of money. There can be a nice flow of resources. And we're coming straight from this thinking about resources, thinking about flow, thinking about equality and reciprocity and all that kind of thing. And then we go to what's the issue? We're thinking about this flow because the issue might be clinging too much to money, or so it could be very miserly, very much excluding others, harming others with our clinging, or somebody clinging to money or clinging to something to an extent that maybe we're being left out or we're leaving others out. So this could be like, so in the upright, it's like, okay, this is a time, I always think of it as like, okay, for a certain time period, it's actually great to really have a clear focus on something. This could be not having a clear focus on something, not that you may be struggling to have a clear focus on money or work or something like that, or, and time and how you're spending your time, or it could be just being so locked down, like not just a time period, but so locked down that it's such a priority. Money may be prioritized above others. Money may be prioritized above, or work might be prioritized so much that it's creating problems in other areas, like problems, that it's problematic. So, or you know, we're talking about flow. We flow in, we flow out. We let these resources, time and money and energy, flow. But this is like blocked flow. There's a blocked flow, or a flood. So it's the Four of Pentacles gone wrong. So there's either a flood and a gushing of attention and time in a depleting kind of way, or there's just, it's so locked down. It's so shut down, which makes sense why this Six of Pentacles is on your mind, is wanting some flow, wanting some thinking about flow, when there's something that's either really locked down or really just like hemorrhaging time and money, or really possessive of time, money, or there could be somebody in your situation that's very, very focused on work that it's excluding you, or you're so focused on work and something else that you're excluding other people. Either way, it's an unhealthy relationship to time, money, work, something like that's kind of wreaking havoc some way, either by too much withholding or by flooding. Oh, and then we've got this Temperance that we've been dealing with, is trying to even something out. And this is something that doesn't want to be evened out, is some kind of extreme here. And so in your current situation, you have a person here who's very curious. This is Page of Cups. So very curious about emotions, starting a new emotional journey, learning, figuring something out, trying to understand something. Not today, heater. Trying to understand something, and they might have discovered something very unusual or very strange. And instead of, and they're just exploring it, trying to understand it. What is this new thing? There's a freedom of emotional exchange, a heart-to-heart chat possibly. But this is someone in your environment that's exploring a curious new emotional beginning. Your to-do list is Queen of Swords, so we're not necessarily to-do, we're just looking for openings or understanding what our role in the situation might be. And this is, Queen of Swords is very clear, focused, knows what she thinks, clear communicator, open to new ideas, but mostly she knows what she thinks. So you're getting very clear on what you think, on what you want, on what your priorities are. And if you're given the opportunity, you can communicate that. Oh, we're sharing our voice. So the Queen of Swords is clear on who she is and clear on what she's sharing here. Clearly communicating her clear thoughts. So if you have some muddled thinking about something, because it's coming right underneath this High Priestess, so you're looking for some clarity, at least for yourself. You may not be able to see the whole picture here, what the whole thing that's going on, or the whole journey that you're on, but we are looking for some clarity for you. At least being clear on one or two things that you want, that you know of, that you think, and bringing that clarity out of your cave. Yeah. Oh, what's interesting is this unbound here, being unbound. And then we have this, she's locked behind these things. So maybe there's something about being bound by something, having to do with work or money, and having that being broken open and unbound, because it is in the reverse. So we could be being released of something that's held us captive, or that we've held ourselves captive with a focus of some sort. So that's interesting. Unbound there. Okay, and then where you're going, ta-da, 10 of Cups, maximum happiness, available to this situation. Not available in the whole history of humanity, but available in this situation, or situations that we've been talking about. You get clear on what you want. You get clear and very focused on what you want. Oh, this could be lack of focus. A lack of focused energy, right? Because in the upright, she's very focused on one thing, so much so that she temporarily isolates herself from others. This could be, in the reverse, a lack of focus, and this is asking you to get focused, know what you want, be very clear, be able to state it very clearly. And normally I like more nebulous desires, and desires towards happiness, and desires towards this. But this is saying, like, get really clear, be able to state it, be able to write it out. Get very clear on what you're trying to communicate, and exactly how you're going to communicate it, because we do get share your voice. So there is something here that you do need to communicate. And then where you're going, what could this do? This could open up this 10 of Cups, this happiness, this very fulfilling relationship. Very fulfilling relationships with either one other person or several other people, but the whole situation could become very fulfilling, very emotionally fulfilling if you shared your voice, released yourself, I think, from fear of humiliation, because I think pride and humiliation are, they're just opposite sides of the same coin, and pride will keep you from doing anything that might humiliate you. So releasing yourself from that fear, getting very clear on what you want to share, on what you want to talk about, and clearly communicating what you want and what you see and how you see the situation. And it could end up real nice. So do not let pride get in the way of this. Don't let, a fear of humiliation or not wanting to experience that get in the way of that 10 of Cups coming in, right? You think you're protecting yourself, but what you're protecting yourself by, shutting up and staying quiet, but what you're protecting yourself is from a lot of satisfaction, and a lot of joy. So that this takes risks step by step. It's the 10 of Cups. At this point, there have been 10 big risks taken to both believe in the whole situation, to see what you want, to say what you want, to go through the whole. We were talking in Leo about the pinball machine of the Kabbalah, and this whole, hitting the 6 of Pentacles, ting, 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 and then doing this whole journey here. It takes a whole series of risks to get here. So uniquely you, the more we are willing to become authentic rather than conventional, the more we will need to eschew conditioning in favor of aliveness. Be willing to run the risk of being authentic so that you can live from your heart and experience real joy. Oh my God. Being willing to run the risk of being authentic. Oh my gosh, that's the wild Kuan Yin. All right, Libra, have a wonderful week.